Alright guys, well I don't like doing unboxing, so I'm just going to show you real quick what you get in the box. You know how to open a box, you're smart enough to do that. With the Edge Easy, at least for the 2000-2001, you're going to get a 3-position toggle switch. This sets your power levels. This goes in the cab. I'm going to be running power level number 2, which is straight up and down. That's got a connector on there, which corresponds to the connector on the wiring harness. Now this wiring harness is extremely simple. There's your, if you have a 2000 model, you have an adapter for your map sensor. We don't need that because I'm working with an 01. This is the box right here, and it comes with some Velcro tape. It just goes right on top of your fuse box. I'll show you how to do that. This thing only weighs maybe the weight of 2 packs of cigarettes. That's your connector there, which is where we're going to plug our wiring harness in there. Like I said, there's only 2 connections that you're going to make in your truck. This goes to this one right here goes to the data link. Now the 2001s, the data link is a 3-prong, and I think on some of the other years it's a completely different plug. So as I said before, this kit is for a 2000 or 2001. 2000 uses the adapter. Now, your map sensor, we're going to unplug the map sensor from the truck, plug this into the map sensor, plug this end to the harness that we just unplugged, and then we will plug this in to the end of our Edge box. There's nothing that you need to do to this box at all, except put the 2 pieces of Velcro on there, and this sticks right on. Usually the most convenient place is on the top of the fuse box inside. Then we will take this, route it in the cab, and plug it into the other end of the harness. So it's nice that this is disconnectable, as is this harness. Now let me tell you guys real fast the reason that I chose this. This is basically an entry-level programmer. This will give you about an extra 65 horse and I think 100 and maybe 130 foot-pounds of torque. As far as what you get for the price, I think this is one of the best values out there. Actually, the specs show it to be up to 180 foot-pounds or pounds-feet of torque. If Diablo Sport still made their power puck for the 2001, that's what I would get, because it's about half the cost of this box right here. They don't make it for the 2001 because the 2001 uses unique connectors that the 98.5 and up, other than the 2001, doesn't use, so I assume they got rid of that so they didn't have to have multiple wiring harnesses. So if you're looking for a good entry-level box, this is going to, if I run this on power level 2, it's going to give me about 40 horsepower or so, and it increases the drivability substantially and the throttle response from what the stock truck is now. The only other modification I'm going to make after this box, which I'll do a video on, is to replace my injectors with the RV 275 injectors. So this plus that modification will probably maybe give me 90 extra horsepower and maybe, I don't know, maybe close to 200 foot-pounds of torque. So, and the reason that I'm doing this is a daily driver, is number 1, to get better throttle response. Number 2, get a little bit more power, so it's a little bit funner to drive, but I'm not going to be drag racing this or romping on it. You know, this is a reliable daily driver, so that's what it is. And I'm going to probably see my mileage go up maybe 3.5 miles per gallon on the highway. So I can get 21 miles per gallon right now on the highway. So I'm looking to try to get around 24 with these 2 modifications. So we're going to go out to the truck. I'm going to show you that this job is extremely easy. On a scale of 1 to 10, this job, I would tell you, is probably a 0.75. Anybody can do this. So good basic job. Let's go out to the truck and I'm going to show you how to do this right now. Okay guys, here we are. We're on the driver's side of the engine compartment, and I told you that this is going to be insanely easy, and I'm not even joking. Let me see if I can get this to focus down here. On your 2001, here is your data link. Alright, there's a plug on it. That is going to plug into there. And then these two plugs right here. This plug is going to go on our map sensor, which is right there. So I'm going to unplug that. I'm going to plug this end right here into the sensor that's in the block, and then the harness that I unplugged, I'm going to plug the other end into, and that's it. There's two connections. Then I will take our edge box and I'm going to put it right here with the Velcro tape. I'm going to clean this surface off, attach that, then I will take the connector, plug it into the end of the edge box. Then I will take this green connector and plug that into our harness, and I will route this wire right here, which has got the toggle switch. We'll route it through the firewall and then up under the dash. So I'm going to go ahead, I need two hands to do this. I'm going to go ahead and do this, and then I will show you guys exactly what it looks like. Alright guys, so let me show you what I've done here. Real quick, I Velcroed this to the fuse box. I ran my wire around, I ran a zip tie right here to this plastic portion that's holding the hydro pump, and I told you guys wrong. I apologize. You've got your data link. Let me see if I can get this to where it will focus. The sun is not cooperating, so get your data link connector there, of course, and then the black portion of the harness for the edge box goes on the removed harness, and the male portion right there goes to the map sensor. So that's, you know, I think I told you that backwards earlier. But anyway, so what I'm going to do, let me show you real quick. I've plugged in the cord here for the toggle switch, and I've got this in here. I don't want to, right now, I don't want to go through the hassle of trying to route the cable through the firewall. I haven't decided where I'm going to put this yet, so I just wanted to show you this real quick. This is a 3-position toggle switch. There's a small tab here. That is position 1 towards the tab. Straight up and down is position 2. And that is position 3. I'm going to be using this in position 2, which is the middle power setting. Position 1 is the lightest setting, 2 is the middle, and 3 is heavy. So for your particular vehicle, make sure that you look at the power settings. Position 2 will be just fine for what I'm doing. They recommend not to do any heavy towing at position 3 because it puts so much extra fuel and advances the timing a lot. So anyway, that's a bird's eye view. I'm going to just kind of seal this up, and this is just for my test drive that I'm going to do. And then later on I'll decide when I'm going to actually mount the toggle switch. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start this up and let you hear it. Alright guys, at idle it sounds no different than it was when it was stock, even when you change the position of the switches. So good thing is no check engine light, everything's hooked up properly. So I'm going to take this for a test drive and then give you my thoughts in just a minute. Hey guys, it's Russell. I am back from my test drive. Well, actually an extended test drive. The first part of this video I shot back in the spring of 2014, and it is now late October of 2014. Due to some technical difficulties I had, I believe, with the battery of the camera, I wasn't able to go ahead and finish the video up. So I decided that what better thing to do than to actually drive a while, and I didn't intend on going 6 months, but so I can give you guys some real world numbers, not just after a test drive. So I've put about 2,000 miles or so on the truck with the edge box, and I've got to say, first of all, I am 100% completely satisfied with this box. Absolutely no check engine light, no starting problems. The truck has been phenomenal. The throttle response compared to when the truck was stock is probably its best feature. I don't think there is any other description other than to describe it as maybe driving like a big block old school Chevelle. That's what it feels like. It's extremely responsive, yet it's mild-mannered. Now, as far as the mileage, my miles per gallon have gone up 2.5 miles per gallon. I got the opportunity to drive several extended highway trips with the box, and I was able to get the highest of is about 2.5 miles a gallon. So I'm up back to about 25 miles a gallon on the highway. Now, this was the same mileage that I was getting before the federal government mandated the 10 parts per million sulfur amount in the fuel. So if I had put the box on back then when there was more sulfur in the fuel, there was a little bit more energy content in each gallon of diesel. I could have maybe gotten 27 and a half, but I'm very pleased, and I'm back where I was with the we'll call it the old fuel. As far as I've tried driving on power level 1, power level 2, and power level 3. Power level 3, the only use that I see for that is if you're going to the drag strip or if you like smoking people out. The power and throttle response on power level 3 is really ridiculous. It's extremely, the truck takes off like it's got a supercharger on it. It's really weird. But I find that for my driving and for what I wanted the box for was for additional throttle response and to try to get some additional miles per gallon, power level 2 is where I have pretty much kept it for most of the time. If you remember in the first part of the video, I had the unit coiled up in a bag and had intended on rerouting the wires and putting it inside the cab. I have not even done that. I left it exactly where it was in the first part of the video. Quite frankly, I've basically forgotten about it. I have no reason to switch the power levels. Power level 1 to me is kind of useless. I know that's, I believe, just a timing advancement. And just daily driving on power level 3 is not what I want, because it's hard to keep your foot out of it. The acceleration is so strong. Now keep in mind that the only thing that I've done to this truck besides the box is put an AFE cold air intake or filter on there, and that's it. It's got the stock injectors it came with in 2001, so everything else is stock on it. Very, very pleased. I will say this, I'm getting the same performance I've got with other trucks that I've had, 24 valve trucks that I had the Diablo Power Puck, and unfortunately to me the Diablo Power Puck, for what I want and for what a lot of people probably would want, was the best bang for the buck. It was about $180. The Edge box was high 300s, so it's more than double the price that the Power Puck was. However, in 2001 year they changed some of the connectors, so I guess, and they're unique to the 2001s, so I'm assuming that Diablo decided it wasn't profitable enough to keep the Power Puck around for just that year, so they discontinued that one before they discontinued the other ones, and I could never find one. I was even contemplating trying to find a used one. To me, that was the best bang for the buck on the 24 valves that you could get. So the Edge box is basically the low-level entry box in this market if you don't want a something like a Smarty programmer or anything wild like that. And for the money, it's a good value. Now I will say this: if you're just wanting to get a box just for miles per gallon, I would tell you not to bother. You know, 2.5 miles per gallon will take probably longer than this truck will even be running before it would pay back for itself. The part where I get the most enjoyment is the throttle response. I can take hills now locked up in 4th gear in overdrive without it dropping out of overdrive now. There are some hills that I knew that it would drop out of overdrive, drop down in the downshift in the 3rd gear to maintain speed, and with power level 2 or power level 3, it no longer does that. It will pull the hill locked up in 4th gear, like it feels like it's got another engine under the hood. So I'm going to go ahead and upload this video. I'm going to try to upload it today. I wanted to, thought it would give you guys a little bit more value to actually have real world numbers that I can, and history with it, than just going on a quick 20-30 minute test drive. So if you're thinking about getting the Edge box for your Dodge Ram diesel 24 valve, I'm going to say go for it. I think you'll be happy with it. If you're looking to drag race your truck, if you're looking for some just insane power gains, I'd say probably look at some of the other boxes that Edge has, or Quadzilla, or one of the other manufacturers that you're probably not going to be happy with it. But I think for the average driver that likes to tow and just wants to get better mileage and the best thing, better throttle response and more power, I would say that you can't go wrong with the Edge box. So I'm going to go ahead and take off and do some driving. It's a beautiful day here, and I'm going to do a couple more videos for you guys later that I'll think you enjoy. But as always, this is Russell at dieselgiant.com, and I'll talk to you later.